Machine Shop. My name is Mike. Well, start a new series. I'm going to call it the Shop Tour. And the format I want to use is I'm going to do, instead of taking you through the shop and showing you the whole shop, I'm going to do one machine at a time. And a lot of these machines I've restored. I started restoring machines in 2006, and I still do it. I love it. It's more of a hobby than actually doing the woodworking or the metalworking. So the format I want to use is, like I said, I'm going to take one machine at a time. A lot of these machines, I don't have video of the restoration, but I do have a lot of pictures. So I'm going to start out. I'm going to tell you about the machine, what I know about it, some details on it, some specs on it, maybe a little history on it if I have the history, and then I'm going to probably include like a slideshow or something like that of the restoration being done, and then maybe do a little demo of the machine being used. So we're going to start out today. We're going to start out with this Newman Jointer. It's a Newman number 60, made by the Newman Company. A machine works out of Greensboro, North Carolina. It was built in 1942. It comes in around 2,500 pounds. It's got a 7-foot table on it. 16-inch cutter head, about 5 inches in diameter. 5 horsepower, 3,500 RPM motor. And this jointer, I think it's spec'd out to run around 6,000 RPM if you need it to. Believe me, 3,500 is enough for me. So I really don't want to look at that cutter head running 6,000 RPM. So it has a nice 6-inch fence. It's got a really nice big hand wheel on it. It looks cool. It's a pattern maker's jointer. It's got the cams in it that allow you to tilt the table to create draft joints or spring joints for pattern makers. It's ball bearing. It's all bath ball bearings. Runs quiet, or not so quiet, but runs good and smooth. It's quieter than most jointers, but that cutter head spinning makes a little noise. This jointer was purchased by the Department of Defense, or I think at that time, they call it by the Department of Navy, but it was actually purchased for the Air Force or the Army Air Corps. It spent its life down at Spence Field down in Moultrie, Georgia. In Spence Field, it was open from 41 through, I think, the 60s. So, and it might have been closed there for a little while. And this jointer was down there. It was found in an old shed. It was just sitting there, and somebody had removed the gibs and the knives from it. But other than that, it was pretty complete. It was missing the guard. Like I said, I had to make the gibs. I had to make, I bought the knives for it. I acquired this jointer from Keith Rucker. I think Spence Field, the guys, they were cleaning out the buildings down there, and they knew Keith was into the old machines, and he might have some interest in it. And so basically, he didn't need it. He already had a 16-inch jointer, so he put the word out, and I ended up with it. And I'm glad he did. It's a really nice machine. I started restoration in 2009, July 2009 to be exact. Finished it 2010, September, October, somewhere in that neighborhood. I've been using it ever since. Been sitting right here. It's ready to go right now. So it was a fun restoration, and at the time, a little backstory of it, I did this entire restoration from a wheelchair. Like a lot of machines in here, back in 2007, I'd gotten an accident, and I was pretty much confined to a wheelchair or crutches or a walker or whatever at the time I felt like being on. Okay guys, so I'm going to start a slideshow, and after the slideshow, I'll bring you back here and give you a little demonstration of the machine. I really like the machine, and I'm gonna give you a little demonstration of the jointer. It's kind of funny. I went around looking for some change. I was gonna do the change test on it, and I went to an old toolbox I had, and there was a quarter and 2 nickels in there, and pulled them out and got looking at them. The quarter was minted in 1950. The nickels, one nickel was minted in 1939 and the other minted in 1940. So never know what you find in your own shop. Well, I'm gonna do the change test. The quarter's so worn out I can't even get it to stand up. But the nickel, I'm gonna use this 1939 nickel, and let's see if we can get it to stand up. And then I'll start up the jointer, and I'll show you how smooth this thing runs. Now, one of the things that might cause a problem is the air. It flows across here pretty good. So I'm gonna stand it up lengthwise, give it some aerodynamic ability. Give me a second. Hadn't done this in a while. Gotta find the right edge. All right, there we go. All right, we got it standing on edge. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. Let's zoom in a little bit on that. All right, it's standing right there, and honestly, I've never done the change test on this machine, so I'm gonna see if it's gonna work. All right, so here we go. We're gonna fire her up. Leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. This is going to take a few minutes for this to stop. Still standing. 1939. Till later, from the Backyard Machine Shop. So long.